This morning on BRN, ways to lower your car insurance. Joining me now to discuss this is Ray McGrath, an automobile enthusiast. Ray, Happy New Year. Great to see you. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Oh, same to you, Jeff. Glad to be with you.
And last time you were on, I think we talked about the average car price, which I think had ballooned to well over $45,000. That's a lot of money for the average American to pay, myself included. I wanted to talk to you about average car insurance rates because, and we've had you on with Ashley King from State Farm talking about this, average car insurance rates across the country went up 11% in 2024. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's been a big component of the inflation numbers, the auto insurance. And it's really because not only is labor more expensive and parts are hard to find, it's just the cost to get a qualified repair is gotten more expensive. So we're seeing it. It's kind of a little bit of a laggard in terms of the cost, but yeah, it's definitely factoring into the prices today for sure.
So let's talk about what goes into the car insurance rate. So clearly, when they're evaluating a driver and they're bringing you as part of a pool, I would imagine they're going to look at your rate of having accidents because that will determine the rate of potential repairs. But they're also, as you said, factoring in the price of parts and the price of getting a qualified repair person to do the work.
Exactly. I mean, I pick on Tesla, but a Tesla windshield can be $3,000 and you have to wait a few months to get it. And if the insurance company's paying for you to have a rental car for that time period, it just, everyone has to pay for those costs. And it's not just Tesla. I mean, the supply chain really hasn't recovered since the pandemic. And as a result, a lot of cars can be repaired, but they're waiting for parts. And when they do get parts, they're finding that they're paying a premium for those parts. So yeah, it all trickles down to the consumer, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think we're all feeling that in so many different areas of the economy. Food prices, gasoline here in Charlotte went up. Ray, the other thing I wanted to ask you about is minimum liability standards. So some states, I think California, Virginia, others have minimum liability that you have to have in your coverage. That can also increase your insurance expense.
Exactly, because like I'm in New Jersey, but I believe the minimum is 15,000 and for liability. And a lot of cars, the repairs end up costing a lot more than that because we'll use the windshield as an example. The windshield has to have all the cameras and radar sensors programmed. That requires special tools and training. All adds to the cost. A headlight has also not bumper, but radar and collision detection built into that. When it's replaced, it has to be reprogrammed to the car's network. So all of that comes at a higher cost for sure. And hence you need higher liability.
Ray, what's a consumer to do? I mean, is now the time to shop around? So whether if you're with State Farm, you look at Allstate. If you look at Allstate, if you're with Allstate, you look at Geico. Is now the time to kind of figure out if you can get a better deal? And will car insurance providers, depending on which one you choose, go to provide a better deal?
I've had friends who have been, I guess you could say, sticker shock when they get their premium renewal notice, and they have shopped around. I haven't personally. They have shopped around and gotten a better price, and then they went back to their insurer and they said, "Oh, well, we could have matched that, yada yada." But I think, it's not that transparent in buying auto insurance, and you don't know what you're getting and the claims paying ability. So there's a lot of variables. I think here, as we say always, it's good to be an educated consumer. But yeah, I don't. I think shopping around can help. I'm just not sure. It's not as if like Consumer Reports does a review and says this is the best policy because each state is different and the types of coverages are different. But yeah, there's definitely there's there, obviously savings can be had. I'm not sure how to quantify it though, I guess.
Yeah, I mean there are insurance providers that offer discounts, Ray, for military veterans, for students, and also bundling your insurance so you can bundle it your home with auto. You see commercials all the time for that. That probably can provide some level of a discount as well.
I am a bundler, and the reason I say I don't have much experience is because, knock on wood, I haven't had to put a claim in. So in 25 years. So in that way, it's a good feeling. But yeah, I do bundle. I guess there's perceived savings. Um, it's in some ways it's like your retirement plan. You kind of set it and forget it, and you don't look at it. But
Yeah.
I think any good consumer should always look at things.
Yeah. I mean, at least, sorry to interrupt. I was going to say at least year to year. Ray, I want to ask you about car sales. Some car sales numbers came out recently. I think U.S. dealers sold close to 16 million cars last year in 2024. That's up almost 2.2%. I want to get your reaction to that because based on our last conversation, the price of the average car that an American is buying is going up. But what does that say that people are actually buying new cars, which, by the way, impacts your car insurance rate?
For sure. I mean, well, cars will always get damaged or reach the end of their life expectancy. So there's always going to be a subset of consumers that need to replace their vehicles. We're seeing, though, at least at this point in time, inventories have caught up. We know that, say Chrysler and Nissan's talking about merging with Honda. There's stress in the marketplace. There's some consolidation. We saw end of year numbers for electric vehicle sales pick up because the thinking is the new administration might get rid of that $7,500 rebate. So yeah, there's a lot of factors that go into it, but generally folks always need to replace their car after 8 years, 9 years, 3 years, 1 year, whatever it is. There's a cycle for sure.
Ray, not that you're an economist, but let's talk a little bit about tariffs. You mentioned parts. You mentioned last time we talked about car vehicles, demand. There's always this talk in the traditional discourse of the markets around the additional cost of tariffs. What would that mean if we did have tariffs for, say, Mexico, Canada, and some of our other trading partners? What could that mean for all the things we're talking about this morning?
Yeah, I think it would definitely increase the numbers. I mean, but a lot of it has been used as a bargaining chip for discussion. So, it's hard to predict what it will, if and when they factor in and how much that will impact the bottom line. I mean, we have tariffs right now on a lot of Chinese products that the previous administration put into place, the Biden administration kept in place, and we really haven't seen, a big impact from that. But there's definitely some shortage of automotive repair parts and things like that. So that's I don't know if that's gonna, there's more money probably in selling a new car than fixing an old car.
Yeah, apparently because auto sales are up. Let's talk about just brands real quick. Mazda, Honda doing real well. Jeep, Ram, and Tesla not doing so well. What do you make of that?
I just watched a great show on Jeep Ram, and really their customers liked the V8 gasoline-powered Hemi engine, had a lot of marketing appeal. The CEO who just resigned killed off the V8 and was replacing it with an electric version, and it's not getting a lot of acceptance. It has simulated audio engine sounds. It's an electric car, so it's quiet. So they have speakers playing the sound of a roaring V8, and it's kind of gimmicky, And
That
so
is gimmicky.
I'm not sure how well that's going to sell, but that's their hope at least,
Yeah, that is, I don't know. That just seems very artificial to me. Last question, Ray. Leasing seems to be trending up, but isn't it kind of a wash because, you turn the vehicle in after 3 years, 4 years, you get another one. Whether you buy or lease, it's the company, the car company is going to make out.
Right. That's exactly it. And folks that lease, and I'm not a leaser, but a lot of times you're just looking at the price. Oh, it's $249 a month. And if you think of a car as an appliance, and to be honest, a lot of them want you to think of it as an appliance, lifetime fluids, don't change anything, just get rid of it and buy a new car. I mean, leasing is fine for that consumer who wants just a new car without any of the headaches. You don't see people like in the 60s outside waxing their cars like they used to. I mean, it's like a phone, I mean, people just use it till the new model comes out and then they get another one.
Yeah, shout out to my dad though, Phil Snyder. He's he's from that era. He still waxes his car, compounds, still does it at his age. So shout out to my dad. Ray, always great to see you. Happy New Year to you and your family. I mean, we look forward to having you back on the program again very soon.
Thanks. And you look fabulous. No, you look marvelous, Jeff. Happy.
Thank you. Billy Crystal will be proud. Great to see you, Ray. And don't forget to subscribe to our daily newsletter, The Morning Pulse, for all the news in one place. Details, of course, at our website. And guess what? We're back again tomorrow for another edition of BRN. Until then, I'm Jeff Snyder. Stay safe, keep on saving, and don't forget, roll with the changes.